Hello students, welcome to our mathematics class. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is decimals, and in this chapter we will discuss about decimal numbers, the place value associated with the decimal numbers, then expanded form, and from expanded form we will write also the decimals, and we will also run how to convert fractions to decimals and decimal to fractions, addition and subtractions of decimals, and interconversions of units using decimals. These all things we will discuss in this chapter, but this is our first video, and in our first video we will just learn about the decimal numbers and place value associated with the decimals. So let's start the video. You may have seen some numbers written on this kind of signboards or pillars just on side of the road. So while traveling on highway, the name of the place has been written on the top, and the distance like 2.750 kilometer. This kind of different distance has been mentioned. So here you are saying 2.750 kilometer. This is showing in distance kilometer form, and the number 2.750 here, how I am reading this 2.750, this is one decimal numbers, and the point here you are saying is or the dot that you are seeing, this is called a point, and this is actually called decimal point. Okay, this is actually called decimal point. So in this first video we will discuss what will be the place value of 7, what will be the place value of 5, what will be the place value of the next number, and what is the place value of 2. This kind of place value we will first discuss. Let's first discuss the 10th place value. Okay, the 10th place value. 10th means here you have to understand that we are taking something from out of 10 equal parts, and now see the first fractions 1 upon 10. Let's try to understand. So what is 1 upon 10? Suppose you are taking 1 parts out of the 10 equal parts, then in fractions form you can write that 1 upon 10, but the same thing you can write as 0.1 in decimal form. 0.1 in decimal form. So here the 1 has been written just after the decimal point, and just after the decimal point the first place, 1 is written on the first place, and this place is known as 10th place. This place is known as 10th place. Okay, so the first place after the decimals, the first place after the decimal on the right will be called as 10th place. 10th place, and we will write the number on that place for out of 10. Like suppose we have 1 upon 10, then we will write there 1. Suppose we have 2 upon 10, then after the decimal we will write just 2, and it will indicate for 2 upon 10. So what should we write just before the decimals? We should not keep it blank, we have to write there 0. So simply write that 0.2. Suppose we are taking 3 upon 10, or we have 3 upon 10, so after the decimal we should write 3. Okay, because this is 10th place and this represent out of 10, and on before the decimal point just write 0, as there is no any digit, just write 0. So for 3 upon 10 the decimal value will decimal form will be 0.3. Likewise for 4 upon 10, what should we write there? 0 point, after the point after the decimal point just write 4, 0.4. so for 10 4 upon 10 we have 0.4 as decimal form, and here 4 is in the 10th place. 4 is in the 10th place. Okay, 4 is in the 10th place. So for 5 upon 10 we should write that 0.5. 0.5, here the 5 is on 10th place. So in this way, when you have fractions with denominator 10, or you can say when we are taking 2 parts, 3 parts, 5 parts, or any number of parts out of 10, then we can write in decimal form in this way. Just we have to give a decimal point, and just after the decimal point the 10th place is, so you can write the digits on that place. One more questions. For example, 9 upon 10, how can we write it in decimals? Just give 0 point, and after the point the 10th place comes, so 0.9. So 0.9 is the decimal value for 9 upon 10. So now you have learned that after the decimal the first place is known as 10th place. First place is known as 10th place, and this 10th place means out of here in 10th place we will write the value for out of 10. Okay, the value for out of 10. How you use that? Let's see some examples, and from that you will know how you can use the that 10th place. You know that 1 centimeter is same as 10 millimeter, and in reverse way we can say that 10 millimeter is same as 1 centimeter. So when we will have 1 millimeter, that will be same as 1/10 of a centimeter, 1/10 of a centimeter. And the same thing can be written as 1 millimeter is equal to, and 1/10 of centimeter, 1/10, that means in decimal that will be 0.1. So 1 millimeter is same as 0.1 centimeter. So using this principle and using this value, we can convert the millimeter unit to centimeter unit. Let's see some example. Here we have 7 centimeter and 3 millimeter. Suppose we need to write it in a single value and in single unit, then the 7 centimeter can be written as only 7, but this 3 millimeter, how can we write it in centimeter? You know that 3 millimeter will be 3/10 of a centimeter, 3/10 of a centimeter. Per centimeter, just write the number, and while converting that millimeter to centimeter, write it in fraction form. And 3 millimeter is known 3 millimeter is same as 3/10 of a centimeter. So now we have single unit, that is centimeter. And you know that 3/10 of centimeter or 3/10 fractions can be written as 0.3, but we have 7 on the on as 7 as whole number, so we will write as 7, and for this, that is 0.3. So 3 will come after the decimals, 3 will come after the decimal point. So now we have 7 centimeter and 3 millimeter, that is same as 7 whole 3/10, and this 3/10 can be written in decimal form, and now we have the decimal number 7.3 centimeter. So 7 centimeter 3 millimeter is same as 7.3 centimeter. Now we don't need to write 7 centimeter and 3 millimeter in its separate units to different units. Just we can write in a single unit, and we can write the number 7.3 centimeter. Let's see the other example. Suppose we have 8 centimeter and 5 millimeter, then how can we convert it in centimeter? For 8 centimeter, just simply write 8, and for 5 millimeter, to write in centimeter, we can use the principle that is 5/10 of the centimeter, 5/10 of the centimeter. So in total, now we will have 8, and this will be 0.5, this will be 0.5. So 8 centimeter and 5 millimeter is same as 8.5 centimeter. So using this rule, we can also write for this 15 centimeter and 9 millimeter, then 15 as whole numbers, and for 9 millimeter we will have 9 upon 10 centimeter, and this will be in decimal form 0.9, so 15.9 centimeter. In this way you can convert the centimeter and millimeter in millimeter units into only centimeter units. So here one place, there is only a single place after the decimal point. So these all numbers like 9 here and like 5 here, these are in 10th place. Okay, let's learn about now the 100th place. Let's have a clear example. Suppose we have 5.2, then this is the whole part, okay, and this is the decimal part, and first digit after the decimals, first digit after the decimal is in 10th place, okay, is in 10th place. Let's learn more about the decimal places, or more about the places that come after the decimal point. Next is 100th place. Okay, 100th place just come after the 10th place, that means it is the second place after the decimal point. The first place is 10th place, and then the next place is 100th place. So what do you mean, what do we mean by 100th place? 100th place is 100th place represents out of 100, okay, out of 100. Suppose we have 5 upon 100, then we will write that as 0.05. This 5 will be written on the second place after the decimal, second place after the decimal. and the rest of the places we have to mention as 0. And then 9 upon 100, 9 upon 100, that means 0 point, the first is 10th place, and there is nothing in 10th place, and in 100th place there will be 9, so 0.09. Likewise, suppose we have 4 upon 100, then 0.0 and 4 will come on the 100th place. Here 4 upon 100 means we are taking 4 parts out of the 100 parts, so 100 parts, so that will be written in this way, 0.04. So the second place after the decimal, the second place is known as 100th place. 100th place, here I have written, that's why here hundredths. Okay, suppose we have 15 upon 100. Now we have two digits, so we will write that 0 point, and this is 10, then this is 100 place, it will go up to the 100 place, so 0.15. And likewise, suppose we have 27 upon 100, 0 point, here there is 100, so it will only cover up to the 100th place, so 27 will be written in this manner, 0.27. So how can you use these principles in different calculations? When we have relations of 100 times, we can use that. 100 centimeter is equal to 1 meter, or we can say 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. So when we have 1 centimeter and we need to convert it into meter, then 1 centimeter is 100th part, or 1 part out of the 100 equal parts of a meter, so that will be 1 upon 100 of a meter. And 1 centimeter in decimal form we can write 1 upon 100 as 0.01 meter. So in this way you can convert centimeter to meter. For example, we have questions 5 meter and 7 centimeter, 5 meter and 7 centimeter, then the first number is in meter, so we don't have to change that, but the 7 centimeter we have to write at 7 upon 100, because 1 centimeter is the 100th part of a meter. So when we have 7 centimeter, we will write 7 upon 100 of meter, so 7 upon 100, and this 7 upon 100 can be written as 0.07. So we have 5 meter 7 centimeter, 5.07. Likewise, suppose we have 9 meter and 28 centimeter, then we have 9, it is in meter unit, so we don't have to change that, and 28 centimeter will be written in this way, 28 upon 100, and in total we have 9.28 meter. And the last examples of the 100th place will have 15 upon 15 meter and 35 centimeter, then 15 and 35 centimeter will be written 35 upon 100, and in decimal form 35.35 meter will be there. So this is how you can use the 100th place. And you know that when a number has been divided by 100, or when we have fractions like denominator 100, we can convert in decimals in this way. Some more examples you can write right here. Suppose you have 7 upon 100, then how can you write this in decimal form? Just 0.07. Here the 7 will come on the 100th place. Okay, that is the second place just after the decimal. And when we have 75 upon 100, how can we write that? We have to write that 0 point, and as it will go up to 100th place, then 75 will be here 7 and 5, and we don't read at 75, just after the decimal we have to read it at per digit, like 0.75. you don't have to read like 0.75, it is not 0.75, we have to read this 0.75, because the place value is here for 7 it is 10th, and the 5 is in 100th place. Okay, so we have to read this one by one. Now thousandths. Let's learn another place value after the decimal. The first place after the decimals is our 10th place, that represents out of 10. Then the next place after the decimals is 100th place, that represents out of 100, and after that place comes 1000th place, which represents out of 1000. Okay, so now we will learn about the third place after the decimals. and that will represents out of thousands. Suppose we have two open thousands, then it will be written as 0.00 and 2. It has written on the thousand place. Okay, likewise, suppose we have five open thousands, then 0.0 on the 10th place, 0 on the 100th place, and 5 will be on the thousandth place. Likewise, when we have 15, so 15 open thousands, it will be written as 0.0 on the 10th place, but as we have here two digits and we have to write up to thousand place, so 1 will be on 100 and 5 will be on thousandth place. Likewise, when we have 17 open thousands, we will write as 0.017. We have to write up to thousand place, and some more examples has been given here. 219 open thousands, that will be 0.219. Here we have to write up to the thousandth place, and that's why 2 has been written on the 10th place, 1 has been written on the 100th place, and 9 has been written on the thousandth place. Likewise, there are two other examples. You can clearly see that, and you can also write these examples. And its uses, when there is a relations of 1000 times, you can relate this. 1000 meter is equal to 1 kilometer, or we can say 1 kilometer equal to 1000 meter. So when we'll have 1 meter, that is equal to 1 upon 1000 parts of a kilometer, and that can be written as 0.001 kilometer. So when we need to convert meter units into kilometer units, or when we have kilometer and meter both units, and we write to represent it in single kilometer units, then the thousand place will be used. We have 2 kilometer, so 2 will be same as 2 kilometer, then 2 is same here. But 300 meters, as we need to convert in kilometer, that will be 300 out of 1000. And now we have single unit kilometer, and this can be written as 0.300. Okay, 0.300, or you can simply write 2.3. Next example, suppose we have 5 kilometer and 725 meter. So 5 will be same, and 725 meter, to convert in kilometer, we will write 725 upon thousands, and this can be written in decimal form as 0.725. After point, we will write 725. How to write that, we have already learned in this sections, so you can easily form this. So now you have learned all these things about the 10th place, the 100th place, and the 1000th place. And what about the place that's just before the decimals? This is same as in case of whole numbers, and in case of larger number that we have learned, that will be 1 place, 10 place, 100 place, 1000 place, 10,000 place, lakhs, 10 lakhs. These all are same. Okay, there is no change. But after the decimal, just after the decimals, we have new place value. Just after the decimal, the first place is known as 10th place. Then just next place after that, the second place is known as 100th place, and the third place is known as 1000th place. So let's now revise what we have learned about place value. Suppose we have 52.198. The whole parts you will read like as usual you read, that will be 52. But the decimal part here, 0.198, you don't have to read as 198, just you have to read as 198. Okay, so what is the place value associated with the different digits present here? In 52.198, 5 is on 10 place, okay, and 2 is on 1 place. They are just before the decimals, so this is whole part, and the place value is same. The 5 is on 10 place and 2 is on 1 place. But after the decimal, the first digit 1 is there, so this is, if this is present in the 10th place, and 9 is on second place, so that is present on the 100th place, and 8 is present on the 1000th place. So whenever you have a decimal number, so suppose now 421.503, what are the place value of different digits present here? Suppose I ask you to find the place value of 2. You can clearly say that this is 2 is on the whole parts, and 2 is on 10 place. Okay, 10. And now what is the place value of 3? You can clearly say that place value of 3. That means 3 is first present on the third place after the decimal, so its place value is three thousands. That means we have to write it in this way: 3 out of 1000. What is the place? Let's write another number: 51.269. Okay, now what is the place value of 6? You will say the place value of 6 is 600th, so that's why it can be written as 6 upon 100. Let's write another number. What is the place value of 7 here? Place value of 7 is here 7 is under 10th place, so its place value will be 7 upon 10. So this way you can find the place value of different digits present in a decimal number, and using the place value you can write the expanded form of decimal numbers. Now we will write the expanded form of decimal numbers using place value, and the first number we have 2.5. 2.5, here 2 is in whole parts and 5 is in decimal parts. Okay, so when we write the expanded form, we write the place value or place value of each of the digits present on the number, and we assign plus sign. So first we have to write for the place value of 2. 2 is in one place, so we have to write simply 2, and 5 is in 10th place, that's why we have to write it at 5 upon 10. And likewise, when we have 17 upon 3, in 17 the place value of 1 is 1 is on 10 place, that's why the place value will be 10, and 7 is on 1 place, so we will write simply 7. So for 1 we have written 10, and for 7 that is only 7 because it is on 1 place. But for the decimal parts, it will come like it will come fractions like by 10, by 100, or by 1000, and 3 is on 10th place, that's why we write here 3 upon 10. And now we have 91.35. so for 91, for 9 the place value will be 90. For 1 it is on 1 place, that's why simply 1, and give plus signs and write for place value of 3. 3 is on 10th place, that's why we will write 3 upon 10. 5 is in 100th place, that's why we have to write as 5 upon 100. And similarly, the other example, 217.302. For 217, for 2 we have to write 200, it is in 100 place. 1 is on 10 place, so for 1 we have to write 10, and for 7 that is on 1 place, so 7. And in the decimal part, 3 is on 10th place, that's why for 3 we have to write 3 upon 10. 0 is on 100 place, so we have to write 0 upon 100, or we don't need to also mention that. And for 2 we have to write 2 upon 1000 because it is on 1000th place. So in this way you can write the expanded form using a place value when you will have decimal numbers, and also from expanded form you can write the decimal numbers. Okay, here we write the expanded form using decimals. First we had decimal numbers, and we write it expanded form. But sometimes in different questions you may get expanded form, and you may be asked to write its decimal form. Let's try how to write the different expanded form numbers into decimals. First we have 30 plus 6 plus 2 upon 10. Then you have to first identify which things will form the whole parts. Here 30 plus 6, 36, this will forms the whole part, but 2 upon 10 this will represent for decimal part. So we have 36, 30 plus 6, that is 36, and for 2 upon 10 we have written 0.2. So answer is 36.2. And in next number 10 plus 9, that will be 19, this will form the whole part, and these two numbers 1 upon 10 and 2 upon 100, this will form the decimal parts. So we will have 19 point in 10th place we will have 1, and in 100th place we will have 2, so 19.12. And likewise 200 plus 60 plus 5, this will form the whole part, that will be 265. And in decimals we have 1 upon 10, that's why we have 1. Okay, and likewise the last example, 50 plus 1 upon 10 plus 6 upon 100. So 50 is on the whole part, just write simply 50 and give point For 1 upon 10 we will have 1, and 6 upon 100 we will have 6. This is on the 100th place, and 1 is on the 10th place. So in this way you can also write decimal numbers for given numbers in expanded forms. So this was all about what we have discussed today. We learned more about the decimal numbers, their place value, tenth, then hundredth, then thousands. These all place value we have discussed, and expanded form also we have discussed. So just take the notes today, and on next class we will discuss more about the decimal numbers.